Are you running Google Ads without setting up local service ads first? That's like replacing a thermostat when the compressor's fried. It's the wrong fix and you're wasting money for something that doesn't work. Stick with me for the next few minutes and I'm going to show you which ad is going to get you more leads, it's going to waste less of your hard-earned dollars, and it's going to provide you a higher return on investment. Hi there, I'm Joshua Crouch, founder of Relentless Digital. We're not just another marketing agency, we're built by the trades for the trades. After spending over a decade in the HVAC industry, I know what actually moves the needle. Booked jobs, not vanity metrics. We connect your CRM, automate your follow-ups, and help you stop losing leads without the BS. If you want more leads, better clients, and a higher return on investment, you're in the right place. Before we dive into which ad should you use, we need to make sure that we're all on the same page. So what I'm showing you here are the sponsored Google guaranteed ads. They're also known as local service ads right here on the top of the screen. These typically show up at the very top of the screen when someone's doing a local search for an HVAC, plumbing, or electrical company. These are a pay per lead program. So if you show up, number one, like Parker and Sons here, but nobody calls you or nobody contacts your business, you're never going to be charged. So the great thing about local service ads is that they show up, and if you don't get a call, you don't get charged. So you can see there's subtle differences here. On the local service ads section, there's only certain attributes that you can put on your ad. When it comes to pay-per-click or Google ads, this is where some creativity can be used, where you can write your own ad copy, your own description, you can put your own offer in here. You can't do that on local service ads. The one thing you're also going to notice is this does not connect with your reviews. So there's no reviews that show here, which is usually something that homeowners want to see before they hire a contractor. The other big difference with Google ads is that if I clicked on one of these contractors' ads, they would get charged whether I called them or not. So this is where a lot of wasted ad spend goes, is because people put up ads and the landing page that they are connected to the ads does not match or does not have a compelling offer, or people go back and then they decide to go to Google Maps or local service ads afterwards. So there can be a lot of wasted ad spend if you're not paying attention to this carefully. A couple other key differences. Local service ads, there is no keyword research. Google gives you, for HVAC, for example, it gives you 13 different categories you can choose from. You can toggle them on or off, and you don't have to do anything else. So as soon as I type in AC repair, installation, maintenance, or any sort of variation of those keywords, they're automatically going to populate the contractors that are listed as Google guaranteed. And we're not going to go over how to get Google guaranteed in this video, but there is an entire process where you have to give your certificate of insurance, your license, any other information about your business. So you do have to get verified by a third-party independent consultant in order to run these ads. You do have control on when you want to turn these ads on or off. So for instance, if you don't want calls after 5 during the week, or you don't want them on the weekend, you can turn them off and you will never get charged any leads because your ads won't show. So what happens is when you open this list up, you're going to see all of the HVAC pros that are Google guaranteed. Typically only the top 20 show here, and these ads rotate throughout the day. They're going to rotate based on whether someone has their ad turned on, review frequency. Google also is going to measure how quickly you answer the phone and how often you answer the phone, because if you think about it from Google's perspective, they want to make sure the homeowner that clicks these ads is getting a contractor that's going to help them. So if you don't answer the phone quickly, or you don't answer message leads quickly, you are not going to rank well here. So my tip for you on this is, if you know that's a problem for your business, don't turn these ads on until you fix that. As soon as you fix that, there are ways that you can go ahead and get a bunch of leads, because answering the phone quickly, getting a lot of reviews, as you can see, if you look at the rankings here, almost all of these companies have a ton of reviews at the top. Google likes rewarding those companies that do a good job and get a lot of reviews. So I mentioned that there's a sneaky tactic that most contractors don't know about. And this is a subtle change that Google made with local service ads late in 2024. And that tactic is to make sure that your Google Business Profile name matches exactly with your local service ads name. We've had a lot of people that have complained about getting suspended because they might have added a keyword into their Google Business Profile name for ranking benefits, but they never had that official paperwork filled out with a DBA certificate or change their name online through their state. And that caused their LSA account to get suspended. And when your LSA account's suspended, the only way to run these ads again is to get that paperwork resolved and submit it to Google. You will also note, if you are a new business owner watching this, you need at least 5 reviews to run these ads. So if you don't have at least 5, reach out to friends and family that you've serviced in the past. Go get those reviews on your Google Business profile. Those reviews will cross over into your local service ads account, and then you will be eligible to run these ads. There's a couple more things to keep in mind with local service ads. Not every single business type qualifies to run local service ads. So if you're in a home service industry and you're not sure if you're eligible to run local service ads, I'm going to drop a link to Google's page where they have every single industry laid out. So if you're in those industries, you can run those ads and you can decide if that's worth your time or not. The good news is, for most people watching this, you're probably in the HVAC, plumbing, or electrical industry. And good news, you qualify for these, so you don't even have to go look. All right, so now we've talked about some of the differences and some of the key components of local service ads versus Google ads. So now you're probably wonder which one is better for you. And a lot of people get this wrong. A lot of people are told early on that they should start running Google ads. The problem is, with a low budget and when you're a new business owner, you have better things to do. You need to go out and generate revenue for your business. So you focusing on trying to learn keyword research and ad copy and landing pages is not the best use of your time. Plus, if you don't set this stuff up properly, like I mentioned before, Google Ads is going to waste all of your money very quickly. So what happens is you could actually end up paying way more for leads that are not high quality. So my recommendation, if you are a contractor that's 0 to 1, 0 to 2 million, make sure that you have local service ads dialed in first and try to get as many opportunities as you can there before you decide to go and focus on pay-per-click. Now, a lot of companies do both because there's only so much real estate on page 1 of Google. So running both gives you more opportunities to show up on page 1 and kick your competitors to page 2. But I would start with LSAs first because it's safer. Remember, it's a pay per lead. So if you don't get a lead, you don't pay. And it's much cheaper to learn using that method versus starting with Google Ads. Now, I mentioned early in the video that I was going to give you a calculator or a tool to help you. And this is going to help you on the Google Ads side if you want to start running these ads. So if you go to ppc-calculator.relentless-digital.com, sorry, it's a long domain, you can run this ads calculator, and I'm just going to show you a quick example of how this works. So the stuff on the left-hand side here is what the data you are going to enter. So let's say you want to start with a budget of $5,000 and you really need to get about, let's say, 150 leads. Now, this is where, when I mentioned that you really need to have your business dialed in before you start running these ads, if you don't know your booking rate, you're not ready to run Google Ads. But if you know your CSR's booking rate or your team's booking rate, you can use this adjustable slider here and put your booking rate in. And if you know how well your techs convert once they're in the home, you can also put this number in. What you'll notice is on the right-hand side, your return on ad spend is going to adjust based on your numbers. The last thing you want to enter is your average ticket. So put in whatever average ticket that you get on normal service calls, whatever that looks like. And you're going to see that you're going to show the ad spend and the projected revenue of this. Now, one caveat I will give you is if your CSRs are really good at booking calls from Google Business Profile or referrals, word of mouth, I would probably bump this down 5 to 8% because Google Ads calls, you're going to get more tire kickers, people asking for pricing, and then they may not book with you. So if your team's not adept at handling those things, you're definitely going to want to consider those. Now, this tool is completely free, so feel free to come back to this site as often as possible, play with it, play with the different numbers, and start understanding what you need to put into your business to get out. This tool will help you determine what amount of marketing spend you need to put in Google Ads, and it also should give you a realistic expectation of what you can get out from that investment. Now, after watching this video, if you're still not sure which ad type is correct for you, or if your Google Business Profile is set up correctly, or maybe even your website, you're not sure that looks good, go ahead and book a call with my team. We'll help you analyze your entire market. We'll do the keyword research for you. We'll put together a proposed budget, and then we'll also help you understand what your potential ROI is on that investment. You can book a call using the link below. I'm going to put that in the description as well, so that way we can map this plan out and crush the rest of 2025 together. Which platform has worked best for your business, LSA or Google Ads? Drop your experience. Let me know down in the comments. I would love to hear your take. Now that you know which ad platform to choose, let's make sure your Google presence is secure. Click the video on the screen here and we'll see you in the next video.